All right, so let's do a student survey exercise. This is going to be an exercise where we pull data from one Google Sheet tab and use it in another to make summaries. So we'll begin right up. Open up your Google Drive. Remember, this home button is a terrible place to live. Go down to My Drive and open up your spreadsheet drive. Now, here I'm using 4-period spreadsheet drive. And then create a new Google Sheet. Now, since we're going to be summarizing some data on student ringtones, this is actual data on a class that my uh, first year computer science created ringtones using programming, and we went through and rated it. And so this is the actual data for 5 of those. What we're going to title this is Student Survey. That's going to be the name of our document. And before we get going putting data in, we're actually going to make sure all the cells have the default kind of style we want to base with. So I'm going to do the click all cells button, and I'm going to change it to Times New Roman. 12 point, so either the plus, or I can click here, or I can type it in, 12 point. And I want this one center aligned. So I'm going to go over here to the alignment and make it center aligned. So at this point, I'm happy. I can start doing things. I'm going to start doing my header row. Uh, but first, I'm going to copy data from another sheet to this sheet. So if you open up Google Classroom and you open up this assignment, which is spreadsheet functions, you'll see in there, I have to go over to another window. You'll see in there you have a ringtones peer evaluation. So click and open that. It's a spreadsheet. Once it gets open, you'll see I have the ratings for 5 students. I'm waiting for it to fully load. I'm going to go down to the tab indicator and go to the little drop down arrow. I'm going to click that drop down arrow and I'm going to copy to. I'm going to copy not to a new spreadsheet, but an existing spreadsheet because I just made one. And probably the easiest way to do this is go to recent because it'll show up real fast. And you'll see that student survey is there because it's got nothing in it. We haven't done anything to it, so it's kind of this big white blank. I'll click that and insert it. Okay. So I'll go to my student survey spreadsheet again. And there it is. I can see at the bottom I've got two tabs. That makes me happy. I'm going to name this first tab. So if I can double click it or I can click the drop down arrow and do rename, I'm going to call it survey. Summary. I'm going to call it summary. And the second tab, I can either double click it. I'm going to call it raw data because it's just my data without any kind of analysis applied whatsoever. All right. So life's pretty good right now. I'm going to make some column and some header titles. So in this first column, I'm going to type ringtone number. In the second column, I'm going to type total. In the third column, I'm going to type average. In the fourth column, that's column D, I'm going to type maximum. And in the fifth column, I'm going to type minimum. And so far, I'm pretty happy. Now, I have 5 ringtones, so I'm going to go to A2, and I'm going to type 1, and then A3, 2, A3, 4, 3, A5, 4, and A6, 5. That gives me my 5 ringtones. Now, you'll notice that that first column ringtone number didn't quite fit it, so I'm going to stretch it out a little bit. I'm just going to use the bar and not be wholly exact. That makes me happy. The last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do this header row to make it a little prettier. I'm going to select the entire header row. You can do that by clicking and holding the shift key, or as I did, just clicking and pulling, but not letting up. That's a little tricky to learn, but remember, you can always click and shift. I'm going to give it a background color. That's my fill. I'm going to go for a light green, and I'm going to make it bold so you know what you're looking at. So I'm pretty good. Right now I'm going to hit Control S. I know it said saved up there, but if I hit Control S and Google for some reason has gone offline without me knowing it, it'll let me know real fast. If it ever says not online or not connected, don't keep typing because you're probably it's not going to save. So now I'm ready to go ahead and add some data. So right here in total, I'm going to add up all the ratings for ringtone number one. To do that, I'm going to use the sum function. So remember, anytime we're using any kind of functions or math, we're going to type equals. And when I type sum, it'll get it. So I could click down here on that. I'm just going to go ahead, sum, open parentheses. Then I'm going to go to that second sheet and click raw data, open it, and I'm going to click on the first column from 2 all the way down to 22. Now you'll see that it kind of shows me up here what I'm working on, and I'm just going to put the close parentheses and hit enter. And there's my total, it's 178. Now, when I get to cell B3, it does a suggestion. I will tell you that in this case, the autofill will fail. Google Sheets are great at doing autofill suggestions if you're using data in rows, but it doesn't like to do it if you're using data in columns. And most Google forms actually result in data in columns. So we just have to type each one of these individually. So equals sum. I go to my next sheet. I pull down the next column. Well, it took both columns there. I pull down the next column, put my close parentheses, hit enter. I do that for all 5 columns. Nope. I typed something wrong. Oh, it put the for me. That was nice of it. And my last one. So I end up with totals of 178, 148, 146, 203, and 175. If you're still working on this, hit pause right now. So I can really tell that number 4 did extremely well. In this case, it was true. When I finally graded this, I graded on a scale of 1 to 20 points, and number 4 ended up with 22 because overall they skewed all the data. Now I'm going to use the average function to find out what average score they got. So I'm going to put equals, and I'm going to start typing average, and you'll see average comes up. It's just the whole word in this case. So I type average. I spelled it wrong. Average, parentheses, and I do the same thing. Now, again, I said Google doesn't do well with column data. It's one of the weaknesses, and I get it. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to equal average. I can't use their suggestions because their suggestions will lead to weird results. If you try and do it, that's why you'll end up with problematic results. Whoops. Oh, it says I couldn't spell. That's cool. Now I can spell. If you make errors, it's not hard to fix. Just read the error message and follow through with it. Don't freak out. Just kind of flow with the go. Oh, it did that thing where it put in the parentheses for me the first time automatically. Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I've noticed that as I've been doing this. Okay, so there's my averages. If you're still entering at this point, hit pause. The next thing I'm going to do is I love all these decimals, but not really. I really only want to know to the 10th decimal place. That's enough for me to get a good idea what's going on. So I'm going to select column C, and I'm going to reduce the decimal places to one decimal place. Now I'm happier. I can really see, you can really see how that number 4 stood way out. When I grade student surveys, and I'm doing this points thing where I give you 10 or 20 points based on the average grades of your fellow students, what I'll do is find the second highest number, and I'll make that one, I'll use some math to make that one equal 10, and I'll apply that same math to every one. That way, two people at least get 100, everyone else, or 100% of the points, everyone else is based on that scale. I often find the first person blows it so far out that it does weird math. When this math was done, this person ended up with 22 points out of 20. And I actually gave it to them because it was pretty amazing what they obviously really got their fellows intrigued. All right, let's go to maximum. The maximum function, if I start type maximum, you'll notice it comes up as just max. One of the most common functions to use. What it's going to do is show us the highest number in the column. So we'll find out what the ratings are. Again, I got to go back and forth, picking off this sheet and enter all those maximums. You can either select theirs or do your own, just type max. Funny, in the end, it'll put it back in uppercase, but it really doesn't care lowercase or uppercase as far as functions go. They don't really recognize that at this point. All right. So if you're still typing, hit pause. I ended up with everyone got at least one score of 10. So it was based on a rating of 1 to 10. Everyone got at least 110. That's nice. I've had these come up where somebody, the maximum they got was a 7, which says that even they didn't like their work since everyone rates their work. And that kind of makes me sad. Minimum is very much like maximum. It's going to show us the smallest rating. So the smallest rating they got, and it's the function min. So you type equal min, parentheses, and then we'll go get our data. This will really tell us how well people did based on what was the minimum answer they ever got. I'll figure this out yet. So the first person, the minimum score they got was a 4. Nobody gave them 3s, 2s, or 1s. Whoops. Second one. What did I do wrong there? Sorry, I did something wrong on that one. Got some buttons that got clicked. Oh, I changed data over here. Okay, let me figure out what I did. Okay, now I got to figure it out. Equals min. Remember, the error is never the end. You just fix whatever they got error. I do a lot of that with my typing and selecting the wrong thing. And there's where that number 4, you can see how well they did. Nobody rated them below a 7. 7 was the smallest score they got of anything. So that's pretty impressive on a scale of 1 to 10. So if you haven't got here, hit pause. But there's our minimum scores right now. Could have zoomed this up at the beginning. That'll help a little bit. I don't know why I didn't do that. And I can't spell ringtone. That's pretty funny. I just noticed I can't spell ringtone. Means I got to stretch this out a little bit. All right. So there's what I got going right now. It looks pretty good. What it tells me is a lot of things. It tells me, like I said, that these ones got scored low, so it probably fits that they're about a 7. It lets me know if people are doing it. Sometimes I've also used the raw data straight across. If you're curious, I've actually hidden 2 columns that show who made it. Sometimes I'll go straight across to find that if I got that person who's just a mean rater, their average is like super low because they were just out to get people. It lets me know sometimes to remove them. The last thing I'm going to do on this document is I don't like people playing with my raw data. So I'm going to go down here to the raw data tab, and I'm going to click the little down arrow, and I'm going to hide my sheet here. It'll say there it's hidden. If you want to get it back, you got to go to view. So I could view hidden sheets. I could bring it back, but I'm not going to. So right now I have a summary. I have all my cool data. In the future, as we get to this, we'll turn this into graphics, which is really amazing as far as what information can portray. Well, there you go. So the assignment is very similar. It's a student survey. You're going to follow it through. Have fun.